Every empire reaches a moment when it believes it cannot fall. A moment when expansion feels permanent, when resistance feels impossible, when power begins to look like destiny. For Los Zetas, that moment had arrived. They were no longer rising, they were dominating. Power is often misunderstood. It is not simply the land you hold. It is the behavior you control. Influence had begun replacing force. Businesses adjust their hours. Drivers choose safer routes. Communities learning when not to speak. What made this organization different was not just its capacity for violence. It was its structure. Operations coordinated. Roles defined. Chains of communication maintained. This was no longer improvised crime. Crime had become corporate. An empire does not depend on a single resource. Multiple income channels created resilience. When one stream weakened, another compensated. Adaptability is what separates a network from an empire. But territory is not truly controlled until the people within it begin to self-regulate. Fear had become governance. Expansion demands manpower, and manpower demands recruitment. The cartel didn't just grow, it reproduced. Hierarchy creates predictability. Predictability creates control. But control came at a cost. Loyalty was not requested, it was enforced. Every powerful organization understands one principle: commitment must feel irreversible. The deeper someone went, the harder it became to leave, because leaving was rarely an option. Over time, the organization stopped behaving like a group and started behaving like an ecosystem, self-sustaining, self-protecting, self-expanding. It no longer depended on individuals. The machine could lose parts and continue running. Reputation moves faster than vehicles and lasts longer than footprints. Sometimes presence isn't required. Fear arrived first. At their height, dominance can feel indistinguishable from permanence. Opposition appeared fragmented. Resistance appeared futile. There are moments in history when power becomes so normalized, it stops announcing itself. Sometimes fear alone controlled entire regions. Information is the currency of durable power. To see without being seen is the oldest advantage in conflict. But scale carries a paradox. The larger an empire grows, the harder it becomes to control. Expansion had created strength and vulnerability. History rarely interrupts an empire at its loudest moment. It waits, because the forces that end empires usually begin quietly. A miscalculation, a fracture, a shift in momentum. But those inside the empire rarely recognize the warning signs. Power can command obedience. Violence can manufacture silence. Fear can simulate stability. But none of them can guarantee survival. Because history teaches one enduring lesson. Empires built on fear fracture from within.